Welcome to Crypto10 Digest. Yo, what's up, everyone? Mike here. Look, have you ever felt that gut-wrenching feeling of FOMO? That fear of missing out? When you saw people getting rich off of Bitcoin, and you just weren't there? Well, trust me, you are not alone. It's a tough pill to swallow, for sure. But I'm telling you, what if I told you there's a second chance? A huge opportunity, that could be even bigger than Bitcoin, and it's happening right now. I'm talking, of course, about Ethereum. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that could completely, and I mean completely change how you invest in crypto, forever. Remember Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy? They took Bitcoin and transformed it from just a digital asset into a strategic treasury reserve for their entire company. And their stock price, wow, it went through the roof. A Japanese company, Metaplanet, did the exact same thing, and saw incredible results, too. But, what if I told you a similar story? An even more fascinating one is now unfolding with Ethereum. Why are these big institutions suddenly piling into ETH, transforming it into a brand new gold mine? And more importantly, how can you follow this smart money and, potentially catch the next wave? Let's get into it. So, before we even get into the numbers, let's answer the most important question. Why are these big institutions choosing Ethereum, and not, some other coin? It all comes down to a few key things, but the biggest one, the game changer, is its recent evolution. The first reason, and this is huge for institutional money, is the transition to a proof-of-stake system. Now, why does that matter? Well, for the first time, ETH became an ESG-friendly asset. Think about it. A massive reduction in energy consumption. Something traditional investors, especially those with an eye on sustainability, can finally get behind. This isn't just about being green, it's about opening the door to a whole new class of investors who were previously, hesitant. And that's not all. The second reason is that Ethereum is now a yield-bearing asset. Yeah, you heard that right. By staking their ETH, these institutions can earn a passive income, just like in traditional finance, but with an entirely new asset class. That's a concept they already understand and, frankly, love. And finally, the third reason, it's all about the ecosystem. Ethereum isn't just a coin, it's the foundation of the modern crypto economy. It's where DeFi was born, where stablecoins thrive, and where innovation is happening every single day. Institutions aren't just buying a cryptocurrency, they're buying into the future of decentralized finance. They're positioning themselves at the very core of where the next big thing will happen. And one of the strongest believers in this vision for Ethereum is Tom Lee, the co-founder of Fundstrat Global Advisors, a really respected financial research firm. He's a veteran, and he didn't just say ETH was a good trade. He went a step further, calling Ethereum the biggest macro trade for the next decade. Think about what that means. A macro trade. That's not just a quick pump and dump. That's an investment strategy that's based on a fundamental, long-term shift in the global economy. This isn't a small bet, it's a huge, generational opportunity. When a seasoned analyst like Tom Lee makes a statement that big, people listen. And institutional investors, well, they're definitely paying attention. We're always talking about following the smart money, but now, let's get into the actual proof, the real-world evidence. We aren't just throwing out ideas here, we're looking at where the big money is actually flowing, especially into Ethereum. First off, the Spot Ethereum ETFs. The SEC's approval of these ETFs in July was, no joke, a historic event. This wasn't just another regulatory win, it was a massive green light for institutional and retail investors globally to pour trillions, yeah, I said trillions, of dollars into the Ethereum ecosystem. It's the same kind of catalyst that drove Bitcoin's last bull run, and now we're seeing it happen with ETH. Next, you've got to look at the CME Group data. Now, for those who don't know, the CME is a huge, institutional-grade derivatives exchange. When you see a significant spike in Ethereum futures volume there, that's not just a few guys trading on their phones. That's a clear signal that major financial institutions are using ETH futures for hedging and investment. The data from July showed a record-breaking volume of over $118 billion and open interest jumping 75% to over $5.21 billion. That's a huge sign of institutional appetite. Just look at the August 2025 contract, right? We're seeing the last price at $4,518.50. But the most critical number here is the change. A drop of over 4%. That signals a bearish sentiment for the short term. And check out the volume. That massive number, 17,142 contracts traded. That's a huge amount of activity concentrated on the nearest expiration date, which tells us institutional players are actively managing their positions right now. To wrap things up, let's look at the institutional capital that's flowing into crypto, and we've got some prime examples. We have BitMine Immersion Technologies, ticker BMNR. Now, this company, wow, it's not just talking about crypto, it's making a massive, multi-billion-dollar bet on Ethereum. We're talking about them holding over 1.15 million ETH tokens, which, based on the latest prices, is valued at more than $5.2 billion. Can you believe that? That makes them, hands down, the largest publicly traded ETH holder in the world, with the explicit goal to acquire up to 5% of the total ETH supply. This is a powerful signal from a company led by a well-known investor, Tom Lee. This isn't just a small-time play, it's an ambitious, strategic move that shows they see a monumental future for Ethereum. Let's talk about the incredible debut of the crypto exchange Bullish, ticker BLSH. This is a company led by a former NYSE president, Tom Farley, and backed by the legendary billionaire Peter Thiel. Their IPO was absolutely explosive. They raised an impressive $1.1 billion. And get this, their stock more than doubled on its first day of trading. It shot from an initial price of $37 to an intraday high of nearly $102.44 a share, valuing the company at over $10 billion by the end of the day. This frenzy on Wall Street is a huge sign that traditional finance isn't just paying attention anymore. They are actively embracing and investing in companies that are building the bridge between old-school markets and the new, exciting world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. Let's look at the amazing transformation of SharpLink Gaming, ticker SBET. This company used to be a traditional gaming firm, but it's now become a massive crypto player. How? They've secured a stunning $425 million investment led by Consensus, the company founded by Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin, who's now also SharpLink's chairman. They just announced a new $400 million direct offering with 5 global institutional investors, and they're not stopping there. As of August 10, SharpLink holds close to 600,000 ETH tokens, with their total crypto holdings expected to exceed $3 billion. This proves that big-name institutions aren't just watching from the sidelines. They are making real, verifiable, strategic investments. Let's look at 180 Life Sciences, ticker symbol ATNF. They've officially rebranded as ETHZilla to reflect their new crypto strategy. And get this, it was just revealed that legendary investor Peter Thiel holds a significant 7.5% stake in the company. This isn't just some fringe project. This is a massive endorsement from one of the most influential figures in finance. The company is now holding 82,186 ETH tokens, valued at $349 million. But the key takeaway? They're not just holding it, they're staking it to generate yield. That shows us that companies backed by serious money are starting to see Ethereum not just as a store of value, but as a productive, income-generating asset. All of these examples tell us a powerful story: institutional adoption of crypto is no longer a theory. It's a growing, verifiable pattern of real-world investment. The smart money is moving, and we have the proof. Now, let's take a look at the charts to see if the conviction from experts like Tom Lee is reflected in the numbers. From a technical analysis perspective, we can see a chart pattern forming, which suggests a significant potential for an upward move. Personally, I believe Ethereum is in an extremely strong position, with solid support levels and the potential to break through key resistance zones. And don't forget, Tom Lee even predicted that ETH could reach $16,000 or higher in this cycle. Alright, so let's dive into some serious technical analysis. This chart isn't just showing a strong uptrend, it's revealing a major event. Look at that green resistance zone around $4,000. You can see that Ethereum struggled to break past that level for a long time, but in this latest rally, it completely smashed through it. That's a huge bullish signal. The old resistance has now become a solid new support. And what about the indicators? The RSI is high, but it's starting to pull back just a bit. This is perfect. It shows the market is taking a healthy pause to absorb all that buying pressure. So, what's the forecast? The bullish scenario is a continuation of this momentum, with our next target being that higher peak. The cautious scenario: we might see a slight pullback to retest that old resistance around $4,000, but that would just be a healthy move, and a great entry opportunity. Just remember, this is technical analysis, not financial advice, and crypto is always volatile. There's a strong resistance zone from the last cycle at $4,800. If ETH breaks through that barrier, we'll see a new all-time high. The second chance has arrived. And so, here's the final takeaway. The interest from these big players, the whales in Ethereum? It's not a rumor anymore. It's a real, verifiable trend. proven by all the data from the new ETFs, the derivatives market, and, those massive institutional funds. The opportunity here is just so clear. Ethereum isn't just a digital asset to just hold onto. It's also a profit-generating machine through staking and the foundation for this whole amazing ecosystem. We're seeing a wave of smart money just pouring in, and that is the second chance we've been waiting for. So, the question is, are you ready to seize it? So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on it.